Acotación, esto no solo aplica a los anormales mencionados en este video. También aplica con cualquier otro perdedor del Doomverse que quiere involucrarse en las peleas de inválidos que son tan comunes en este sector. Con el tema de los lolcaus tomando popularidad en el tercer mundo, es importante que al menos haya alguien quien pueda informar correctamente al público y evitar que ciertos anormales sean la mayoría de las voces hablando. Hay ciertos grupos que les encanta interactuar los lolcaus de internet, con las intenciones de cancelarlos, funarlos. El problema es que en todos los casos, aquellos que intentan hacer esto son incluso peores que las personas que tratan cancelar. Estos sujetos previamente fueron fanáticos de las personalidades que buscan amordazar, pero debido al fanatismo que ellos mostraron ante sus héroes, fueron ignorados o incluso humillados en público. Tal es el caso con todos los que han comentado acerca de las personalidades del Doomverso. La hiena blanca, por ejemplo, fue un Doomtardo. Pero debido a que ni el propio Arturo quería nada que ver con él, empezó a meterse en los grupos del Doomposting a formular planes de acosarlo. Poco después se encontró evidencia de que él era un zoofílico y un pederasta. Nifty estaba en los grupos de la antigua Orden Dominicana Yatomuafen, además de que sabía de las acciones de Sevdan desde hace tiempo. El panlarpero era fan de Ken, AbySsS quería formar parte de la Ken pandilla, hasta que fue humillado en directo. Quiero tomar esta oportunidad para darle una ronda de aplausos a AbySsS por ser el más cobarde del grupo. Literalmente se acobardó y se quebró por nada. Digo, en una comunidad en donde es aceptable el shotacon, lolicon, el CP, los furries y el coquetear con menores de edad, te molestó como estos degenerados se burlaban de tu pasado, Eddie. Eso sin mencionar que cada vez que AbySsS hacía el ridículo en los hilos de los críticos y Ken, se cambiaba el nombre de usuario, rogando que la gente se olvidara de sus idioteces. El punto es que estos AbySsS no están hablando en contra de estos anormales por las acciones reprimibles que estos hacen. No, solo lo hacen por una venganza estúpida, por proyección de sus propias inseguridades o incluso para ser famosos. Pero cuando el calor se dirige hacia su dirección, se esconden y empiezan a racionalizar sus idioteces con motivos virtuosos. En serio, son tan cobardes que les afecta el drama irrelevante de internet a nivel emocional. También cabe destacar que todos estos anormales son incompetentes. Todos sacan su información de las granjas de Kiwi sin dar crédito, el panlarpero ni siquiera tiene la molestia de respaldar todos sus videos y Nifty es tan tarado que desperdició la oportunidad de sacarle más info a Ken cuando entraron a la cuenta de Twitter del IP.
¡Muerte a los cantos!
100% de acuerdo con ese statement y no me arrepiento. Y si me asocian con este statement con los federales, digo de que creo fielmente en ese statement. Muerte a los malditos Kentan, muerte a la gordoforia, muerte al vesícula, muerte al gordocio, muerte a todos esos mamagüevos. Le declaramos yihad a todos esos mamañemas.
Constantine y Valentine no se fueron de internet por la parvada de Nifty, se largaron porque son unos llorones que no aguantan estar en internet. Que no está llorando en stream, perdiendo sueño y escondiéndose por las supuestas funas que está recibiendo. Es debido a que él está teniendo una crisis existencial porque apenas está procesando el hecho de que ha desperdiciado la última década de su vida siendo un desempleado que buscaba aduladores menores de edad. Metiéndose en peleas de inválidos mientras se hacía amigos con degenerados pederastas como Mordó, Maní, Lipe, Autoclick, Plutonic, entre otros. Todas esas estupideces las hicieron ellos mismos. Nadie engañó a la Ken pandilla a juntarse con pederastas. Ellos solo son igual que ellos. Es importante mencionar que hablar y comentar acerca de drama en internet está bien. Pero el interactuar con los lolcaus y querer hacerlas de vengador virtuoso no solo es patéticamente gay, sino que demuestra lo poco congruente que eres. Recuerden, si tienes que decir que eres mejor que alguien, probablemente no lo eres. Podría estar aquí hablando horas acerca de lo patético que son estos fracasados. Pero creo que dejaré que Matt Yarbo, el dueño de Kiwi Farms, lo haga por mí. Matt está exponiendo a dos grupos de autistas en los clips. La situación es diferente, pero el mensaje es el mismo.
Even if it isn't. But these people are really, really fucking gay, and when you are this fucking gay, you make Ethan Ralph look like a reasonable person. So I honestly, I'm about to declare fatwa on them, because I never want to hear about these fucking degenerates again. I kind of hope that they ruin their shitty little lives over the dumbest fucking stuff possible, over trying to troll Ethan Ralph. I hope they go to jail, unironically at this point, because it's like, how can you being this fucking gay is like criminal. Being this fucking gay should violate some sort of statute that gets triggered at this point, because you're kind of sucking the joy out of everything for everyone. It's not even trolling. Like, if you hate Ralph this much, if you hate Ralph this much and you want to be a hero and make content, just fly out to wherever the fuck he's going next when he next announces his trip, and just assault him. Just get a baseball bat and try to beat him with it, because that's like, at this point you're gonna try and force content this hard. Just pick a fight with him on the street. That would be funnier. That would be more interesting than you like lying about porn at this point. I'm not encouraging any. I'm obviously denouncing this, and I'm denouncing violence. But I'm just saying, if you're gonna go that far, you might as well just be. If you're gonna be like a full blown criminal, just be a criminal. Don't be like a pussy criminal doing shit in Discord. Just go be an actual fucking criminal in the name of trolling Ethan Oliver Ralph. Like, how embarrassing! How utterly embarrassing! I just like. How has nobody kicked your ass? How did you get through your life to this point behaving like this without anyone kicking your ass? How did your mom not kick your ass? How did people at school not kick your ass? How did your priest not beat your ass for being this way? Like, what happened? How did our society fail you? It's like when I'm watching someone who's like a crackhead, on the street, like, how did you slip through the cracks, little guy? How did our society let you down like this? How did you become Keno Shea without getting your ass beat by your dad? What's happened? Because we need to bring back accountability. It's very frustrating, because I hate speaking of, I have a lot of frustrations with retards right now, because the other one, I just don't get it. And I don't understand how they're entertained. Like, again, it's funny when someone trips and falls because they weren't paying attention, and they said, I'll never trip and fall, and then they trip and fall and say, God damn it, it's somebody else's fault, even though they tripped and fell all by themselves. It's completely different. And somebody says, I'm never going to trip, and then you take a bat or a golf club and you swing it and break their fucking kneecap, and they fall over and start crying out like that. Just go. If you want to be that kind of person, get off my fucking website. Go be Patrick Bateman. Walk around the streets of New York and just stab homeless people to death in the night. Like, get the fuck away from me. Why do you have to fag up my shit? Why do you have to get into my world where things are funny and organic and just fuck up me and my stuff and the stuff for the thousands of people who want to read it and see things develop on their own? Just go be a psychopath. Why do you by yourself for your own entertainment? I don't get it. It has to be like they're afraid. I can't go glassing homeless people in the streets of New York because I'm afraid that a homeless person might rape me if I do that. I might be overpowered and raped by homeless people as I try to. But when you're just phoning in bullshit to the FBI or to the IRS, then you're completely insulated from the negative consequences of those actions, except for the fact that you're actively fagging up your own content. It's really annoying. And it's not just them. The DSP people do it too. It happens to Ethan Ralph. And you're really, really making things gay and not fun. And it's sort of the, I don't even know, man. Because it's like when the forums started getting popular, you had lolcows. And you could watch them and they wouldn't be molested by your observation. When you watch something in a small community, then you can be assured that the people there that you know that you're friends with are not going to go fucking with this person. And then obviously the next thing that starts happening in 2015 or so is that people start immediately knowing their threads because people send them links to their threads, because the funniest thing that could happen in their mind is that the lolcow comes over to the site or starts interacting directly with the thread. And that's not funny. It wasn't even funny back then. And that was irritating. And now fast forward another year, it's like, okay, now people are just going to start swatting and making like fake porn, deep fake porn over a fucking May to try and like actually like line cross and commit crimes to force reactions out of these people. And it sucks. It really sours the mood. I honestly, man, I would love it if something happens to these people. I would love it if they get scooped up, because I really hate the government. But here, to my Fed agent, I'm gonna file a Form 20 people just being really awful, really, and it sucks because it reflects negatively on the site. It reflects negatively on the site, which does have a strong rule and a strong zeitgeist against the faggotry. But then you have the Ethan Ralph Kino Shade Discord server, you have the O&A forums, and then you have all the DSPA logs in their hole, the Wings of Redemption people in their hole, and the stuff that they do ultimately gets blamed on us. It's really not fair. And it's not funny either. People don't want to see it because I think people, when you have someone like Chris, someone like Wings of Redemption, someone like Darkside Phil, they have like this really built-in community, and they have a lot of people with eyes on them. And I think when you're like a young person and you're totally obscure and you enjoy trolling content, you're like, I want to get involved in this. I want to make like a name for myself trolling. And by that point in the saga, you know, Chris has been trolled to death. Wings of Redemption has been trolled to death, and he's on SSRIs. Darkside Phil has been trolled to death, and you know, he's old. He doesn't give a fuck. And Ethan Ralph has been trolled to death and seen everything now. So if you're gonna try to inject yourself in the late stages of these people's like cycle as a retard on the internet, you have to really like do something extraordinary, and that usually means like something criminal. In Chris's case, the criminal stuff had already happened and came and went, and then like what's the next step? It's playing pretend with him for 16 hours a day and getting him to like fuck his mom and shit, and that's what happened with IBJ and stuff. I was talking about, okay, yeah, once you like have reached that stage, the only thing left to do is fuck with people beyond what's funny, and it's just sad at that point. Find something else. I know it's terrible. Just chill the fuck out. You don't have to be famous online. You don't want to be famous online, because you see what happens to people who are famous online. They get swatted, and people Photoshop their family into porn. So you don't want to like chill. You really don't want to be internet famous. It sucks. You're only the money and the notoriety that you get for doing a YouTube stream is at the cost of like every ounce of your personal privacy and ability to live a normal life. So seriously, just fucking don't.
Ay, ay, ay. Que alguien pare la masacre que está haciendo Arruinan. Ay, ay.